Well, certainly worked that day. So in terms of Arsenal, again, sort of coming back to where they are at the moment, what do you think needs to be done really this summer to close the gap even more? And you said that they're heading in the right direction. You believe that under Mikel, but what more do they have to do now to really kick on and close the gap even more next season?
Believe first, believe in themselves, because it's not easy whenever you have everyone criticizing you. Whenever, even if the coach is telling you he's happy, even if he's doing a great job, even if you trust each other on the team, you need this kind of mental support from everyone. You need the club to back you up. You need the fans to back you up. The fans cannot just react to any loss, because they will hit the player mentally.
Mm-hmm.
They will criticize the player, and naturally, the player, we are human being, They will still be thinking about, oh, yes, I focus on the team, but they're waiting for me to kill me or with words, to just criticize me a lot. And it's not easy. It's not easy. And on top of it, the fans play a big part. They don't realize how important they are to the players and to the team and to the club. So the fans play in a game. I want to say this little addition of 20% of the game. You know, whenever you're tired with the fans, you don't feel tired. Whenever they back you up, you miss something, they cheer you up. You want to do even better. And they're really important, and they have to understand they need to back up the team. And I personally ask them to back up the team no matter what, no matter if the team lose. Okay, they lost. So analyze how they lost, why they lost. Mikel is doing it perfectly, and the players know whenever they have a bad game, but they still need the backup. It's like a relationship with a man and a woman. You know,
Mm-hmm.
if someone makes a mistake, what's the way to be stronger? To back up each other. And I believe this is a way to become successful again.
Excellent. I mean, there's been huge changes. You look at the squad now, even from a couple of years ago, massive changes. We saw it in January, we saw it last summer as well. It looks like we'll probably see it again this summer with more players leaving and potentially some others coming in. I mean, what are the areas that you think kind of need strengthening in that squad still, despite all the hard work that's gone on in the transfer market recently?
Everywhere, anywhere, I think they need, because the team is really young.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, maybe one player in each part of the team, maybe one experienced player defensively, one experienced player in the midfield, and one experienced player as a striker.
Mm-hmm.
Because you cannot rely only on kids. Yes, they're doing amazingly, and in the future they will be good. But at some part of the game and some moment of the game, you need that cold brain who will say, okay, look, now we're suffering. We don't play. We don't play for 10 minutes. We stick to each other and we defend as a team.
Mm-hmm.
We let it go and then we go again, But when you're young, you don't realize. You just want to play. And sometimes when you're confident, you just want to play. You just want to hurt the other team. So the man of the game is not always what you think it is,
Mm-hmm.
And this is why it's important to me. I always say it's important to have on the bench a manager who has played football, who's been there,
Mm-hmm.
because when a player, you know exactly how you feel. You know exactly when a player makes a mistake, how he feels. You know, whenever the team is not doing right, you kind of know why. You know, when you've never played and you've never been in in that position, you don't really know. You don't really know the feelings, the angles. You don't understand sometimes why a player pass on the right instead of the left. But when you play, you kind of know and you kind of understand his decisions, And it's really important for me to have everyone going in the same same way of the game.
Just in terms of the right back position, there's a lot of talk that this might be Hector's final season. He's got 2 years left in his contract in the summer, and it's talk he might want to try something new. Barcelona have been linked, and there might be an agreement with Mikel about letting him go at the end of this season. I mean, do you think that's an area that Arsenal need to look to sort of freshen up in, or are you still sort of very firm believer that Hector's kind of the best they could have at the moment?
No, obviously Hector's been there for years. He was at the academy. He started playing not long after I left. So it's been like good 6 years. And a bit like I felt, he probably feels today like to challenge himself, because he's been there for a long time. Nothing to do with the club, nothing to do with winning cups or whatever. At some point, if you want to progress, you might feel the need of going somewhere else and challenge yourself and start everything from zero again. This is probably how I felt, because after spending 7 years, look, Arsenal was my club and it's still my beloved club. But after 7 years, it's like I was there, I was playing, but some point and sometime I had the feeling like, because I was part of the house, even when I didn't deserve to play, I would have played, And it's quite tricky as a player, because when you become sufficient, it's not good. It's not good because he's still young. How old is Hector now?
He's only about 27 at the moment.
Yeah, he's still young, so he still have 5 good years to play at the top level, and he can do it. So if he left now, I wouldn't be surprised. But you have a great academy in Arsenal. I think Pep Mertesacker is doing a great job. You don't really have to necessarily go and see somewhere else or buy players. Sometimes you have young players, the academy pushing, like Hector did, and he became probably one of the best at some point. And but I'm sure they're assessing it and they're assessing the situation quite well, and they already probably have someone in mind. I read they're looking for the right back of Brighton, maybe.
Lamptey, yeah, the young,
Exactly.
the young English right back.
But I want to give credit to Hector no matter what, even if he leaves. He's been criticized a lot, but he was there. He was probably one of the best at some moment, but he got a big injury, and people forget that also. And it's never easy to get cruciate ligament and come back to your best. And he's got back to his best now, and it takes time. It takes time to come back. But he never gave up. He never put his head down. He always accepted the fact that he was guilty when he was mistake. He was never pointing at someone else, and to me, it's a mark of maturity.
Mm-hmm. Been linked with Hakimi into Milan as well. He's a quite an exciting looking right back.
Yeah, Hakimi is never tired. Always going forward. He's fast. He's honestly, I was surprised when I saw him playing for Real Madrid, because to me he was not that good. I knew you could see the potential, but I would never expect him to do so well like he's doing now.
Mm-hmm. So that'd be one you'd be excited by if that came true for Arsenal then.
Yeah, I can still come back to the club,
Yeah, do it back, do it. What about last time I spoke to you, it was before football came back after the lockdown. So it was just under a year ago. We spoke about William Saliba, and you were really excited about him coming. You talked about how impressed you've been about watching him over in Saint Etienne, and how good he was at the duels and 1v1s and things like that. Are you surprised at what's happened since he's come to Arsenal, and the fact that Mikel clearly didn't think he was ready, and now he's back on loan again out with Nice? Are you surprised at how that's all sort of worked out at Arsenal since the last time we spoke?
I'm not surprised, because he's joined the best league in the world. So being good in France is totally different than proving himself in the league. I still have trust in him. I still think he's a good player, and he can adapt to Arsenal. Because I've seen him play many times. I'm watching games, and he's good. He might maybe need to be a bit more aggressive and be a leader, kind of leader, especially at his position. Maybe be loud. I don't know if you speak English, but this can be a problem also, because whenever you come to a new country, you need to adapt fast, but you don't have time. Time is a luxury you don't have whenever you come to a club like Arsenal, because you have to perform straight away. You don't have time to adapt, take 6 months, and probably Mikel already pointed the problem, and he probably saw that in him. That's why he probably thought, oh, you cannot stay at the minute. You need some time to play, and you need to be maybe more aggressive. You might need to go out somewhere, play, and try to be more aggressive there. At least when you come back, you have that mentality you need it for the Premier League. And sending him away is not a bad thing, It's not a punition. To me, it's clever. It's clever from the club to send him, and rather than being on the bench or even not even in the squad,
Yeah.
At that age, you need to play. You need to be playing, and he has a big potential. In France, people know it. He's in the youth team, and he's doing well in this. He's probably their best player, so he needs a backup from the fans.
Okay. Thierry Henry. Obviously, you're in Montreal right now. So you played for them. What? Were you surprised at Henry's decision to come back to England and leave?
No, not really.
Why not?
Well, MLS is MLS. Everything is so different. It's not like UK where the rules are strict. MLS is difficult for the traveling side, for the rules side. It's quite close and it's difficult. It's a different world. He played it years ago, but coming back as a manager make you think about the rules. You need to adapt and put in the team, and it's totally different. And it was probably maybe happy to come, but this whole situation with COVID probably changed it all, because the team here was spending most of the time in New York in the hotel. We're like in a kind of bubble, so not being able to see his family for nearly a year. He has young kids. I can understand it. I'm not surprised.
Well, he said he wants to. I saw an interview of him the other day saying he'd want to come back, be Arsenal manager, Arsenal coach, Arsenal groundsman. Even would you like to see him back at the club in some form at some point?
Well, he belongs to the club. So I wouldn't be surprised if he came back to the club one day.
What about you and your coaching ambitions? Is there any you'd want to do at some point?
I was supposed to pass my coaching badges here in May 2020 in Northern Ireland. First of all, I was supposed to keep playing, at the end of December 2019, but the plan changed for a few reasons. So I was not ready, because to me, I played 31 games. I was defender of season, and the club reversed suddenly. So came to my face. I'm fine with it. And I had opportunities to play in Europe, but my kids were here with me. They were at school. I just couldn't leave like that. My kids are English speaking. I had to go back to France, and I had Nantes behind me. I had a few teams in Holland. So I had to make a choice, leaving and just taking my kids out suddenly from one day to another, because the club told me last minute here by text message, or stopping and stepping back a bit more and let it go. So I picked up and I chose the family side. It's weird. It's kind of weird, because after playing 31 games and being named the best in the squad, you don't expect to stop that way. You don't expect to. I wish I chose the way I wanted to come out. I didn't say I'm out of the game, because I'm still fit. I'm 38, but you never know. But I didn't think I would stop that way.
Yeah.
And it's part of football. It's life, and you have many things to do. And I'm focusing on something really crazy and something amazing now. You will find out a bit more later, but yeah, no matter what, I'm happy, I'm positive, and I'm very grateful for having played so many games in such a high level. You know, I would have signed straight away if I was a kid, because to me, I played the best way possible, and I gave 100% every single game, and I always gave myself to the top. And I wouldn't think I would be manager years ago, but you know, I have football in blood, so maybe one day. First of all, I need to pass my coaching badges and then see what's happening.
Yeah. So you are working on something exciting at the moment, but you're not going to tell us. Can't tell us what it is.
Well tried.
Find out soon.
You'll find out by summertime. You'll find out. Honestly, I'm sure you're gonna like it, and everyone's gonna like it. So
sounds good.